Welcome students. In this session we are going to discuss about computer memory and cache memory. First let's see the key characteristics of computer memory. First is location. The term location refers to whether memory is internal or external to the computer. Processor. It requires its own local memory in the form of registers. Internal memory. Cache is another form of internal memory. External memory is also called as secondary memory. It consists of peripheral storage devices like magnetic tape, magnetic disk, etc. Capacity. The capacity of internal memory is expressed in bytes or words. The capacity of external memory is expressed in bytes. Unit of transfer. For main memory, it is the number of bits read out or written into memory at a time. The unit of transfer need not equal a word or addressable unit. For external memory, data are often transferred in large unit than a word, or these are referred as a block. Access method. There are four types of access method: sequential access, direct access, random access, associative access. Let's discuss one by one. Sequential access. Memory is organized into units of data is called records. Access must be made in linear sequence. A shared read or write is used for data movement. Direct access. This is also a shared network mechanism. Individual blocks or records have a unique address. Access is done by sequential searching. Sequential searching in the sense one after another. Random access. Each location in memory has a unique physical wired-in addressing mechanism. Any location can be selected at random and directly addressed and accessed. Associative access. This is a random access type of memory that enables comparison of desired bit location within a word for a specified match. Now let's see the performance of computer memory. First is access time. It is also called as latency time. For random access memory, it is the time taken to perform a read or write operation. For non-random access memory, access time is the time it takes to position the read or write at the destination location. Memory cycle time. It is applied to the non-random access memory, which consists of access time and additional time required before the second access. Transfer rate. This is the rate at which data can be transferred into or out of memory unit. For random access memory, it is equal to 1 cycle time. For non-random access memory, Tn equal to Ta plus n by r. Tn represents the average time to read or write n bits. Ta represents average access time, n represents the number of bits, r represents the transfer rate in bits per second. Next is physical type. The varieties of physical types of memory or semiconductor memory, magnetic surface memory used for disk and tape, and optical magneto-optical. And then the physical characteristics: volatile, non-volatile, erasable or non-erasable. Volatile memory, the information is lost when power is switched off. Example, semiconductors. In non-volatile memory, the information once recorded remains unchanged. Example, magnetic tape, magnetic surface memory. Non-erasable memory cannot be altered except by destroying the storage unit. Example, ROM, that is read-only memory. Cache memory principles. Cache memory is the fastest memory available and provides a large memory size at the price of less expensive types of semiconductor memories. The cache contains a copy portions of main memory. When the processor attempts to read a word of memory, a check is made if the word is in cache or not. If so, the word is delivered to the processor. If not, a block of main memory consisting of some fixed numbers of words is read into the cache and then it is delivered to the processor. The figure shows the organization of cache memory and main memory. There is no levels in the cache memory, then the accessing time will be less when the processor fetches the word from cache. The accessing time will be more when it accesses from the main memory. Word by word transfer between CPU and cache memory. But between cache memory and main memory, it will be a block transfer. If the levels are there in the cache memory, then we say that level 1 cache, level 2 cache, level 3 cache are resuming here. The time with CPU is accessing will be increasing as it goes away from it. Cache design. First let's see cache size. The size of the cache should be small enough so that the average cost per bit is close to main memory. The size of the cache should also be large enough that the average access time is close to cache memory. Mapping function. The choice of mapping functions specify how cache is organized. There are three mapping techniques, that is direct mapping, associative mapping, set associative mapping. First let's see direct mapping. It maps each blocks of main memory into only one possible cache line. Advantages and disadvantages of direct mapping. It is simple and inexpensive. Fixed location for given block. If a program accesses two blocks that map to the same line repeatedly, cache misses are very high. In a simple word can say direct mapping is predefined placement. Associative mapping. This technique permits each main memory block to be loaded into any line of cache. The address is interpreted as a tag and word field. In a simple way, we can say associative mapping. A tag uniquely identifies block of memory. Every line tag is examined for a match. Cache searching gets expensive. Set associative mapping. The cache is divided into V set, each of which consists of k lines. A given block maps to any line in a given set. Now let's see the write policy of cache memory. When a block in the cache has to be replaced, there are two cases to be considered. If the old block in the cache has not been altered, it may be overwritten by a new block. If the old block is altered at least with one write operation, then it must be updated in main memory before replacing new block. Write through. Cache copy and main memory copy updated simultaneously. Suppose if we say that in some particular information we are doing update in the processor, the copy of it is there in cache memory and main memory. Then we say that both the copies will be updated simultaneously. So the advantages of the particular update policy is main memory always contains the same data in the cache memory. The disadvantages of write through is the time taken to update in main memory is more when compared to cache memory. More time required to update. And the next one is write back. Only cache memory is updated during write operation and marked by flag. When we are doing update operation, only cache memory will get updated, not main memory. Whatever updates we are doing in cache memory is marked as modified. Write once. The data is written only once. Now let's see locality of reference. What instruction are going to use in the near future, we can predict which information transferred from main memory to cache memory. It is nothing but the principle of locality. We all know that we store both data and instruction in the memory. Principle of locality is responsible to bring instruction to the cache memory from main memory. There are two types of locality. One is temporal locality and the other one is spatial locality. Temporal locality, the locality based on the time which says is temporal locality. The spatial locality is related to the space or the location where we store the information. Spatial locality, the items whose address are near one another tend to be referenced close to each other in a time. Assume that I am accessing instruction from memory address 1000. Then immediately within a few nanoseconds, memory address 1001, 1002 will be accessed. It is based on spatial locality. When fetching an instruction from memory, move it to a neighbor into cache memory as well. That is, if I am accessing the instruction from location 1000, then we will move complete block from main memory to cache memory. Next, temporal locality. Recently accessed items are likely to be accessed in the near future. Assume that you are accessing particular data at 10 o'clock. The same data you will be accessing again at 10 to. Then it is based on temporal locality. Up to this, we have learnt about computer memory and cache memory. Hope you understand this concept. Thank you, students.